game for tonight of Historic Merfolk Best of 3 playing against Max Effort on the draw. Don't remember playing against Max Effort before. It doesn't look like I have. Obviously can't keep that. That's a little odd. A little rough against a Thoughtseize deck, but I think I've got to keep that rather than mull. So keep it, pitch one of the Tricksters, I think with the plan. Ooh. Green ramp. We are going to turn Svellian into a tropical island with the hopes of being able to disrupt him with that Trickster and Tidebinder combo while we coincidentally draw into more lands. Let's see what we end up with here. Okay, Pelucranos, we're not going to attack in. I'm going to set a stop and Trickster that Mystic. Deal with a little bit of his mana, hopefully stumble him this turn. I'm not worried about any early damage from Pelucranos. We're more worried about just keeping his board managed. So next turn, if we draw land, we'll hold up Tidebinder. If we don't draw land, we will Shoreline Scout, turn the Tidebinder into a land, and hope we counterspell something with that Hexcatcher. Oh, interesting. Karn's Bastion for a colorless land in green ramp. That's not something I've seen. All right, we did not hit a land, but we got a Trickster. Trickstering his Mana Dorks isn't going to do it. So this good news here is we get to keep our Tidebinder. So turn the Trickster into a trop and swing in. Cast the Hexcatcher if he blocks. If he doesn't, we're hoping to bait a spell we can counter. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available. 7. Ooh. World Breaker. Wild. And he exiles my tapped trop. Okay. World Breaker is an interesting play. Maybe he is in their main deck to help with other ramp decks? Oh, it wrecked me though. I needed that extra land. So we'll see what he does this turn. We're going to have to make some interesting, massive blocks to try and turn the game around and hope we draw into land. What is this? Zoprendel Hunger Dominus. Oh, awesome. All right, well, good thing these guys don't have trample. We'll do some jumping. If we hit a land, we can Tidebinder that Zoprendel, and then... Oh, it looks like we're doing another turn of jump blocking. Each creature. Wow. So we're going to take... I think we actually have to sack everything here. If he swings all, which he should. Oh, okay. He's going to let me get away with jumping for another turn. I think we're completely overwhelmed here. I don't really think there's a way we can dig out of this. So if we play a land and then we Tidebinder the Zoprendel, we still only have 2 blockers. He's hitting me with Gargaroth. No. We're just going to scoop, and if he hasn't heard of Tishena's Tidebinder, then we will surprise him next round. All right. Weird stuff that he had. We're going to bring in Piranha's Tidebinder. Tidebinder will be able to hit that World Eater cast trigger, which will probably derail his plans if it comes up again. We bring in Mindsinger for the Dorks and Sleep for getting in later. And I think Masked Vandal for Utopia Sprawls. Silvergill Adept out against this deck. Don't need the Scouts. We don't need the Pearl Tridents. What else do we drop one of? One of the Tunnel Guides. It's a little greedy. I'll drop one of the Scouts instead of a Tunnel Guide. So We're gonna have to be careful with our mulligan here. We can't keep something that doesn't have a lot of lands after pulling out that many of my mana fixing creatures. That'll play. So I think the decision here is either Glasspool Mimic to get started with Cenote Scout next turn. I think if I had a good 2-drop, I'd do that, but in this case, I'm going to hope that I draw into that third land off of these 2 Cenotes. Ooh, I want to keep the Mindsinger. Might be too greedy, but we will see. So we got a Mindsinger. We're going to swing in. He'd be crazy to block here. Put down the shore, play another Cenote Scout, hoping to draw into a 4th land. We've got a Tidebinder in hand, so we'll pitch that. Get a lot of 3-drops here. Pelucranos, all right, so we will pay our 2 and take him off his mana. There's an argument should be made to hold up either Hexcatcher or Tidebinder for next turn to see if he played a 4 mana like a Karn, but taking him off the dork is the most likely thing to stumble him. Okay. That's all reasonable. Do we play the Masked Vandal here? We've got 4 mana available. Yeah, that leaves a Hexcatcher up. So we're going to tap the Mystic. Take him off that Utopia Sprawl. I'm sure he is quite annoyed at this point. And then we've got a Hexcatcher up to counter any other shenanigans. Crystal Grotto. Another Mystic, so next turn he's up to 6 mana available. All right, do we play a 2-drop? We do not. We hold up. We've got some counter spells. We've got a Tidebinder. Seven mana, getting into the beefy guy's range. Oh, we could not ask for better than that to hit with a Tidebinder. Let's stay chilled out there, Pelucranos. Love it when you get to watch him read Shauna's. All right, he didn't like getting shut down that game. We had some lucky draws. Kept him off of his ramp plan. And obviously he didn't have a plan to get out of it. Let's see how game 3 goes on the draw. Decent lands here. The Hexcatcher for countering. Yeah, we'll keep this. Oh, pulling a 1-drop is even better. So here, we're looking to either draw lands to dig through them or keep what's on top of Reach. So Reach good enough for what we need here? I don't think so. I think we want to toss that and look for something a little more disruptive. So 3, 4 mana available next turn. We are going to use that Trickster. Once again, tap down his Mystic and keep him off the mana, whatever his current plan is. Hardly seen any planeswalkers. This might be a planeswalkerless green ramp deck. Should be really interesting. All right, so we got the 2 Pelucranos. Yeah, we're gonna swing in here. Hold up the Hexcatcher to counter something. I don't know what we're countering for 6. Mutavault, that's wild. Okay, we got a 4 clicks in. Sure wish I had a Tidebinder. Let's see what we draw. We're really hoping for a Coco here. No Coco, but we got a Cometa. Yeah, we got to play Cometa and probably jumping that Plukernos, letting the Vorinclex through, and tapping to draw cards. Yeah, it's not too big a deal. We're getting to the point where we're on the sleep or bust plan. If he comes in, I think I double block Vorinclex if it comes along with the Cenote and the Trickster. Awesome. He's not going to come in at all. All right. Tap those guys. There's the Tidebinder I needed a couple of turns ago. All right, we're going to play the Shore as an extra land. Put the Cenote Scout out. We're hoping he's on the plan to activate Vorinclex or transform Pelucranos this turn that we can counter with the Tidebinder. Got 8 mana up. So he's got either, but not both. All right, here comes the Tidebinder again. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a Salty Scoop. So Pelucranos is just a normal 4/5 Hydra now. We got enough fish on the board to draw 2 cards if we need to. Okay, we got 3 3/3s. Or do we just take this? Our plan here is sleep or bust. Maybe a Coco gets us there. Does he trigger? He doesn't trigger on damage. Yeah, let's just take the 7. Any of these vulnerable to Boseiju? No. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available. So if I play one of these guys, or 2 Tunnel Guides, I think it has to be 2 Tunnel Guides. So that leaves me 2 Tunnel Guides and a Mutavault. And then I am kind of frantically chump blocking this turn to avoid taking 3 damage. See if we can beef up Cometa. Svellion is not what we need. Yeah, I need Cometa back as a blocker. Maybe next turn we get in and attack. This is a very strange ramp deck. What are we proliferating? That's a weird play. Yeah, I guess he gets away with it for free. All right, we'll put 3 guys in front. Go to blocks. I'm going to activate both Mutavaults. And play Karn's least, or Kumenen's least used trick of pumping everybody, so I only lose one of these guys. Go to damage. Not too bad, only losing a Cenote Scout to block a Titan of Industry. Tapping to draw my next card. Really hoping we hit a sleep here sometime. That's not a sleep. Coco's good though. We still don't have 7 mana available though. So we're going to play the Tunnel Guide and then hold up Collected Company. Putting all of our eggs on Kumena. Oh, Otawara is nice. So I can threaten to bounce something, like if he activates that Vorinclex. We might have an attack next turn. Let's see how this next round goes. So he knows I have the Otawara, so it needs to play around that. Does not know I have the Coco. Kiora, that's fine. What's he got left for mana? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's going to choose the proliferate option again. Interesting. Okay. Is that to activate your Mutavault? Okay, so I need to make a decision. Do I Coco before combat or during? I think it's before to try and trickster things. Let's hit it and see what we get. That's pretty nice. Do we have a trickster on the field? We do. I don't know if we want to use that glass pool as a trickster, though. Yeah, if we do Reach and Mindsinger, we can steal one of the elves, make Kumena even bigger, and get the scoop. So, didn't even need to show him the sleep. Eventually just out-muscled the mono green deck.